Have you ever been judged before you even had a chance? Rejected not for what you did, but for what you are. Like the system you were born into already decided you'd never belong. When your own people look at you like a mistake. Most people in that position either break or spend their lives trying to earn approval that will never come. But some people don't beg to be accepted. They let the rejection harden them. They turn spite into fuel and make it their identity. This story is not about Toji Fushiguro. It's about what happens when rejection becomes the only thing that keeps you standing. Here's the harsh reality about being born wrong. Society has standards. Families have expectations. And if you don't meet them, you're not just overlooked, you're erased. People will tell you it's your fault, that you didn't try hard enough, that you should accept your place and be grateful for scraps. And this is where people split. Some internalize that rejection. They start believing they really are worthless. Others do something darker. They turn rejection into fuel. They make it their life's mission to prove the system that rejected them was wrong. Not by meeting its standards, but by destroying them. That's not healing, that's not peace. That's spite sharpened into a weapon. And it works, until it costs you everything else. Toji didn't start as a monster. He started as the failure of the Zenin clan, one of the most powerful sorcerer families in the world. A bloodline obsessed with cursed energy and inherited techniques. And Toji? Zero cursed energy. No technique, no future. In a family where power defined your worth, Toji wasn't just weak. He was an embarrassment. They didn't just ignore him. They abused him, locked him away, treated him like something broken. The message was simple. You have no value. You don't belong here, you are nothing. Most people would spend their lives chasing approval that never comes. But Toji chose something else. He chose rage. At some point, one idea took root. If I have nothing they value, I'll become the one thing they can't ignore. Not by playing their game, by breaking it. No cursed energy meant sorcerers couldn't sense him. No technique meant he mastered pure combat, strategy, and killing intent. He became the Sorcerer Killer, a man with zero cursed energy, who hunted the strongest sorcerers alive and made a corpse out of their pride. The clan that called him worthless, he surpassed them without their precious bloodlines. The world that rejected him, he made it fear him. Spite became his strength, because he wasn't fighting for honor or belonging. He was fighting to prove that everything they believed in was meaningless. The problem wasn't the belief. The problem was that spite can't build a life. Toji didn't just reject the jujutsu world. He rejected everything: connection, purpose, meaning. He became a mercenary, killing for money, not for survival, not for a cause, just to feel something. Then, for a moment, everything changed. He met someone who saw him as human, someone who loved him. He took her name, Fushiguro. He had a son. For the first time, Toji had something beyond rage. Then she died, and Toji didn't know how to grieve, because he'd spent his entire life refusing to need anyone. So instead of facing the pain, he ran. He abandoned his son, sold him to the Zenin clan, went back to being the Sorcerer Killer, because it was easier to be the monster they called him than the man his family needed. This is where strength becomes emptiness. Toji got everything he wanted. He proved the jujutsu world wrong, killed the strongest, lived on his own terms, and he had nothing. No purpose beyond the next contract, no bonds, no reason to exist. He'd perfected himself as a weapon, and forgotten how to be a person. And his son, Megumi, raised without a father, sold to the same clan Toji hated, living the same rejection Toji survived, because Toji never broke the cycle. He didn't just escape his past, he recreated it. In his final moments, resurrected with no soul, just instinct, Toji fought again. And as he was dying, something surfaced. He saw a kid. "What's your name?" "Megumi Fushiguro." And Toji smiled. Not arrogance, not pride, relief. Because his son didn't take the zen'in name. He kept the name Toji chose when he tried, just once, to be more than a weapon. In that moment, Toji understood. Megumi wasn't trapped by his mistakes, so he let go. Not with regret, with release. The fight he'd carried his whole life was over. I'm glad. And for the first time in his life, he stopped fighting. If the world rejects you from the start, do you spend your life proving it wrong out of spite? Or do you find something worth fighting for that isn't built on anger? If this story didn't feel like just an anime, that's because it isn't. This channel isn't about characters. It's about the battles people fight in silence. Weakness, anger, discipline, becoming someone stronger than your past. If you're building yourself quietly, subscribe. You're not late. You're right on time.